KVNU Aggie Game Day on News Talk KVNU and Sports Talk Radio The Fan. The best complete pregame coverage information for Aggie fans with longtime voice of the Aggies, Al Lewis, bringing you interviews, facts, stats, and lineups. Brought to you by Cache Valley Ear, Nose, and Throat, LSS Insurance, Young Truck and Trailer, DD Auto and Salvage, My Mattress, Advanced Heating and Air Conditioning, Elements Restaurant, White Pine Funeral Home, ChemDry of Northern Utah, Aegis Home Health and Hospice, Les Olson Company, Prodigy Brewing, Cache Valley Bank, Jarek's Fine Jewelry, Daryl's Appliance, Advanced Fireplace and Stove, S.E. Needham Jewelers, and Golden Spike Electric. It's the KVNU Aggie Game Day pregame show.
Well, once they were out of the chance to defend their championship from last year in the Mountain West, all the Utah State Aggies could do was try to salvage a season with a winning record and a bowl game spot. And they had that going into November. They needed 4 wins to make sure that that is exactly what they got done to accomplish. So, again, they at least got in week 2 of this month. The goal is still intact because of the struggle last Saturday here in Logan. But again, down at half, 10-7, Blake Anderson and the Aggies let the special teams and the defense kind of take over and beat New Mexico.
What a win. What a win. Do what you got to. Fake punt, fake field goal, whatever bullet you got. Just with the weather like it was going to be today, with as many guys out, as many young guys playing, we felt like we needed every possible opportunity to try to steal a possession here or there, and turned out is what we needed.
It's exactly what was needed to get that victory. Place kicker Connor Coles was the conference special teams player of the week. His 6-yard touchdown off of the fake. He had 2 field goals, 3 PATs. His 15 points beat the Lobos by himself. And then after one more 43-yard run by New Mexico to open the second half, the rest of the contest allowed by the Aggie defense was 28 total yards. And that resulted in a season-low points allowed, season-best total defense allowed, and the opponent had a low of just 42 passing yards. So you go into Hawaii tonight. You hope that, again, those kind of stats and numbers, again, might hang on. Hunter Reynolds, the defense, you guys, start a little bit faster. Their tackling in the first quarters haven't been great.
I think a mix of it is just, we're kind of a younger team this year than we were last year. Last year we had a lot of seniors. I was kind of a young guy in terms of our defense, and it was my 5th year in college. So this year we just have a lot of young guys playing today, especially, guys like Ike Larson, Dom Tatum, Sione, and Max all stepped up. But I think sometimes we just get off the slow starts, especially at home. I think it's kind of been a 2-year thing too. Like last year, we got down, I think, in every game we played. So it's just one of those things where we got to come out with more energy, more passion, more juice to start the game. And I mean, you saw the difference. First half, they were kind of getting stuff. Second half, we did a much better job limiting scoring points on offense.
Safety Hunter Reynolds there for the Aggies. So let's hope that Cooper Laga and the Aggie offense can get a little more in sync tonight. The Rainbow Warriors are not anywhere in the same ballpark with New Mexico defensively when you look at their scheme and results. They do have a new coach. Timmy Chang is certainly excited to be the coach of his old alma mater.
It does have that personal touch to it, right? I was born and raised in the island, stayed home and played there. I wanted to stay home and play for the state. I wanted to live in Hawaii when it was said and done. And 22 years later, I stand here as the head coach, and it's an amazing, unbelievable, and grateful thing.
And being about a 10 or a 10.5 point favorite tonight, there's a good chance the Aggies can get to 5-5 and keep going towards their goal of being bowl eligible and having a winning season. They're playing in this makeshift T.C. Ching Athletic Complex on the campus. They're in Manoa as part of Honolulu tonight. It's the Aggies and Hawaii coming up. And hi, everybody. Al Lewis on KVNU with Aggie Game Day. We're also live on Sports Talk Radio The Fan, 106.9 FM, 1390 AM. You find KVNU at 610 AM, 102.1 and 102.5 FM through the KVNU mobile app. There's a fan app as well. And we are sponsored tonight by Alpine Home Medical. Remember, that's the spot. A variety of home medical equipment always available. Home rental services as well for medical needs in Utah and Idaho from Alpine Home Medical. Prodigy Brewing, great spot there on Center Street tonight. Remember, tomorrow is the Sunday brunch as well. And again, bring the family in, pizza, burgers, and brews. And remember this family Sunday brunch coming up tomorrow. So they help sponsor, again, our game day coverage as we get underway. As we get started with our 18th ever game in this series, Craig Hislop, just remind us a little bit of the previous games that the Aggies in Hawaii played.
Boy, this goes back to the 1927 season for the start of the series, a mid-December game that year in Honolulu, won by Hawaii 21-20. Then there were home-and-home games in the mid-50s, another set of home-and-home games in the late 60s. The Aggies won all 4 of those games. Then a period of about 39 years where Utah State and Hawaii didn't compete again until they were WAC members together, and they played 7 times. From 2005 to 2011, they were 2-5, the Aggies, in those 7 games. That last of the 7 in 2011, in Gary Anderson's 3rd season, a pivotal game in Aggie football history. The Aggies traveled to Honolulu with a 2-5 record, got behind in the first half, lost starting quarterback Chucky Keaton to an injury in the process, then rallied behind Adam Kennedy, backup quarterback, and won 35-31, turned the entire
Last
season.
touchdown, Robert Turbin. Scored.
Exactly, yeah.
Turned around the year and turned around everything.
It turned around the program.
Right yep.
On that night, winning the last 5 regular season games of 2011, earning a bid to the Potato Bowl. That transition into the Mountain West is what happened next. These schools have met 5 times since then, and the Aggies have won them all, including 51-31 last October 30th in Logan when the Aggies were leading 41-10 late in the 3rd quarter, held on for the victory. That day, Devin Tompkins became the Aggies' first 1,000-yard receiver since Kevin Curtis in 2002, and the Aggies became bowl eligible for the 9th time in 11 years. So, as you said, the Aggies have an 11-6 record in this series. That includes 6-2 in the games in Logan, 5-4 in Hawaii, where the Aggies have won now 3 in a row.
You mentioned they went there in 1927. Did they take a boat? I wonder if they could really fly a big group. That probably had to be by boat.
I think it was.
That's an interesting thing to think back. How many times have Aggie football traveled by boat to go to games? Okay, let's start with the home team then first tonight, Craig. They are 2-8, but their 2 victories are at home.
Yeah, they beat Duquesne 24-14 at their homecoming back on September 17th, and then 31-16 over Nevada in mid-October. They started this season with 3 blowout losses to Vanderbilt, Western Kentucky, and Michigan by an average score like 56-12. They have lost their last 3 to Colorado State, Wyoming, and Fresno State. Their quarterback starter the last 6 games is a Dallas, Texas native, Braden Shager. He's number 13. He's thrown for 200-plus yards 3 times this year, including a career high of 261 against New Mexico State. He started 3 times as a true freshman last year. The offensive line is one of the most experienced in the country. They've got a runner, number 31, Dedrick Parson. He scored 11 touchdowns, second most in the Mountain West. Defensive leader is a linebacker, number 1, Pene Pavihi, in his 6th year with 57 career starts. His 61 tackles lead the defense, and that includes 34 solos. And they have another linebacker, Logan Taylor, who wears number 16. He has 40 tackles in just the last 3 games alone. They generate just 327 total yards a game. They give up about 450 a game. Timmy Chang, program's new coach, one of the school's great quarterbacks. Last year he was an assistant at Nevada, and now 10 games into his first year as a collegiate head coach, is trying to rebuild his alma mater after Todd Graham was let go at the end of last year.
He never played against the Aggies.
Yeah.
And we actually, though, as he told you in Las Vegas, he's coached against Utah State.
Yes. We got to play the Aggies, with a great quarterback in Jordan Love, his last year playing, and then, we got to play, the previous coach before Coach Blake, and to see what he did in the year is unbelievable. I mean, got some really good players, put on a really good product, beat a really good San Diego State team to win the conference championship, and that's all credit to him. I mean, he's unbelievable. and I expect them to be the same, be great this year.
So Timmy Chang was the assistant at Nevada for those two games when they played against the Aggies. So, Craig, Hawaii, the team tonight, our team has to beat to keep going at 5-5 or to get to 5-5 on their quest to have a winning season. And, of course, Coach Anderson last year was always about 1-0. Now he's about must-wins.
Yes.
Let's try that again. Let's get to Blake Anderson and his comments.
This is as I said last week, it's a must-win. We want to be bowl eligible. We can't let this one slip. We got to find a way to go win, and I think they'll make that very, very difficult.
Again, this is the team that they have to take care of. And it's an interesting November start, though, that the Aggies had to beat New Mexico last week to maybe run this last month to get a winning season.
And it was the Aggies' fourth comeback win of the year, which was kind of a trademark a year ago. The Aggies have been behind in every game that they've won this year. And for Blake Anderson in his 15 wins at Utah State, 11 of those wins have been come from behind victories. Remember, Cooper Legault, back from concussion protocol, back in the lineup, throws a touchdown pass against UNM, second offensive play of the game, and then what followed was kind of a period of time that the Aggies on offense and defense were just falling short of where they wanted to be. They were down 10-7 in the first half, then the fake punt, fans will remember that, which they didn't score on, but at least the special teams at that point was starting to contribute. Under the second half, right out of the locker room, the Aggies drive the field, 14 plays, 88 yards. The drive stalls. Kicker Connor Coles lines up for a 23-yard field goal. Holder Stephen Stanley fields the snap. He flips it to Coles, the kicker, who he runs 6 yards untouched into the end zone.
You and I might have been able to run through that hole. We might have been able to.
This was on this successful fake. The Aggies take the lead 14-10. From that point on, the Aggie defense, rising to the occasion, just shut down New Mexico. Remember graduate senior safety Hunter Reynolds. He returns a fumble to score late in the game. Coles added 2 more field goals. 27-10 win is official. By the way, the last time the Aggies returned a fumble for a touchdown was against these same Lobos back in 2020. And also it was the first game since 2019 when the Aggies had both a special teams touchdown and a defensive touchdown in the same game. So Utah State gets the win with just 280 yards of total offense. Not a lot, but it was a balanced effort, 131 rushing, 149 passing. There were times the pass protection for Legault broke down a little bit, to the credit of the Aggie defense, so they only gave up 42 passing yards against UNM, the lowest of the year. And UNM's 288 yards of total offense is the best mark of the season by the Aggie defense, as is the 10 points they allowed the Lobos. Now, the 12 penalties for 113 yards, again, an Aggie problem. They've got to eliminate that.
And let's hear from Hunter Reynolds on that scoop and score.
I just knew we were in man coverage. Everyone was downfield. The refs did a great job of flushing the quarterback, chasing him down. And then, funny enough, last year against New Mexico, I actually had a fumble recovery, but I could have returned it for a touchdown. I kind of kicked it and ended up just falling on it. So I looked down at the ground and I was like, oh, well, I got to get this one. I got this one. Can't mess it up a second time. So, lightning never strikes twice. So last year I messed it up. This year I got it right. So
he did get it right this year. And again, the defense does need to start faster, as he mentioned earlier here. But we also, Craig, need to see Legault and the offense really get back into gear, because unlike last week's opponent, I think Hawaii is not exactly the same kind of team as New Mexico. They might be able to move it a little bit more. So we need the offense.
Yeah, absolutely correct. Here are the numbers. Hawaii on defense gives up 231 yards rushing every game, 219 passing yards. Their opponents could probably pass it more effectively against them, but they don't have to, because they're just able to run it at will sometimes against the Lobos. Also, or against, Hawaii is what I'm talking about. Also, Hawaii gives up 36 points a game. Most of their defensive numbers are in like the 115s to 120s. That's down at the bottom of college football. Now, to their credit, they are better than UNM when it comes to offense. They average 134 rushing yards a game, 193 passing yards a game. They have scored 21 touchdowns in 10 games, but they've allowed 45. So the Aggies need to balance the offense out like they did last week, but with more yardage, both running and passing. which they should be able to manage against Hawaii. Through 10 weeks of play this year, the Aggies are 10th in the Mountain West in total defense. Hawaii is 12th of 12 in that category. The Aggies average 341 yards of total offense compared to Hawaii's 327. The Aggies are 6th in the league. Hawaii is 8th in those numbers, both of them right in the middle of the pack in those numbers.
And Robert Briggs, the running back, who did, of course, have the good second half, he's a little hungry to go against this rushing defense.
I'm ready to play. Get a lot of yards, try to hit 100.
He wants to, again, stay hungry and go out and hit it. Now, Craig, last week you were so close with the 31-9 score in the game against New Mexico. But the game went a little differently than I think we all expected to get to 31-9. So now they're on the road in this makeshift stadium tonight. The only Colorado State win is the only one we have on the road for us now. What are your thoughts about the game tonight?
Well, it is on the road against probably, I think, the weakest team the Aggies are going to play on the road this year. The Aggies have got to ignore that venue, first of all. It's less than a major college type of stadium, 9,000 seats or something like that. I'm guessing the Aggies would feel good about throwing for the 200 yards and running for the 215 that they had when they scored 34 to beat Air Force a month ago. They have had similar offensive stats in 4 games this year and won all 4 of those against teams that are probably better than Hawaii. And I'm talking about Air Force, UNLV, Colorado State, and a UConn team, by the way. You notice they're 5-5 now and doing well. I feel confident going in with the Aggies in this game. I have to admit I'm confused by how close Hawaii came to Wyoming in losing 27-20 to the Cowboys 2 weeks ago at that home stadium of theirs. But tonight, Cooper Legault plays the best game of the season for him. Defense returns to the earlier form. I think maybe the Aggies even get a special teams play or two to help them again in this game, and they win it. Aggies 30, Hawaii 17.
All righty, Craig. Thank you very much. And he'll come back a little bit later on with Timmy Chang, the Hawaii's first-year coach, legendary quarterback for them. In fact, he set all kinds of NCAA records when he left there, the Rainbow Warriors. And that was before Colt Brennan broke some of those records. And we also get some more Hawaii information. There's a real character on their team, Mitch Vanterpool, that Craig will talk to as well. Now, next we're going to talk about the Utah State Award winners from the New Mexico game. Of course, Max Alford was the freshman of the week, and a little, maybe some fire thrown on his award by Coach Blake Anderson.
You know, several were competitive penalties, pass interference, holding at the point of attack, things that we can technically clean up. But we just had some just poor decisions, and those are the ones that frustrate you. I know Max is the freshman player of the week this week, but he had 2 personal fouls that are just careless, one of which I thought was probably a poor flag. The other one he absolutely earned. Sturzer being kicked out, he earned that one as well. We did well for a couple weeks, and we've kind of slipped back into it. It's something we got to get away from. We're lucky to win.
Meantime, again, as we talk to Max Alford, he is quick to, again, mention that the player of the week did make mistakes.
You know, he's right. You know, on paper it might say a win and freshman of the week, but I probably made the most mistakes. I'll be the first to say I probably made the most mistakes, you know.
So we will continue on game day. Again, we're live on Sports Talk Radio, The Fan, and here on KVNU for Aggie Game Day. Tonight, as the Aggies play in the Islands, it is only available on an app, Team One Sports app. You have to download that app, get to that app. I don't know if you have to pay for the game, but it's only available there either on your phone or tablet. It doesn't work on, they said, a desktop computer. LSS Insurance brings you the game day, 752-9493, their number to get a hold of them for your insurance needs right now, especially your own health insurance. Generac backup generators are available from Golden Spike Electric. They can do a lot of electrical work for you, but they have these generators towards winter season you might want to think about. 257-3016. And White Pine Funeral Services. Remember, their webpage is whitepinefunerals.com. Again, with many years of experience in caring for people from all walks of life and really tough family situations. It is game day as we continue. Thanks for joining with us tonight on The Fan and KVNU.
The Young Automotive Group is proud to announce Young Truck and Trailer Center in Cache Valley. Whether it's heavy equipment trailers, horse trailers, race car trailers, or cargo and utility trailers, we're excited to offer some of the finest trailers and flatbed work trucks to Cache Valley. Our team of experts look forward to helping you find the right truck or trailer to fit your needs, with competitive prices offered on every make and model for sale on our lot. With our extensive inventory, you'll find the best deals right here in Cache Valley. Young Truck and Trailer Center, just off Highway 89 in Logan. Think young, drive young.
Aegis Home Health and Hospice loves helping the people they serve. Aegis is a home health and hospice organization that lives by core values of character, experience, and trust. Every day, Aegis' goal is to help you with whatever your healthcare needs are and to do it wherever you need us to. Aegis, A-E-G-I-S. Aegis Home Health and Hospice. Call 723-9000 or find them at myaegis.com.
We're heading into some crazy weather this winter, which means power outages. Tyler and his team at Golden Spike Electric can install a Generac automatic standby generator for your home so you can avoid issues when the power goes out. If you have one already, Golden Spike Electric can maintain your Generac automatic standby generator for you. Find them online at gsegenerators.com or call 435-257-3016. Golden Spike Electric and Generac automatic standby generators. Power you can count on.
Talking about Aggie football like no one else can. KVNU Game Day is back with the voice of the Aggies, Al Lewis.
I've never been to Hawaii. I always wanted to go, though, but then I found out how long the flight is. I ain't ready for the flight, but I'm ready to land in Hawaii. Have fun.
Robert Brooks wanted to go to Hawaii, find out how long the flight is. Can't wait to land. That happened on Thursday for the team. They did go over on Thursday. Incidentally, quick look at the scoreboard right now with about 8 minutes to play. Colorado State is trailing Wyoming. They've led most of the game, but right now Wyoming's up 14-13. Andrew Peasley threw an interception and has not played at quarterback. I don't know if he got hurt in this game. I didn't see the first part of it, but he is not in there. And the other Wyoming quarterback, Clemens, just threw the touchdown pass to give them the lead a little bit ago. My Mattress, again, is our sponsor of our scoreboard update, rated number 1 for better sleep. They've been doing that big fundraiser this weekend for Ridgeline's Booster Club. And again, go back there to the South Walmart location for great mattresses on Monday. So the freshman running back, Robert Brooks, 341 yards so far this year, a 5-yard average. He had a career-high 19 carries for the 82 yards against New Mexico last Saturday. And I think as he replaced Calvin Tyler Jr. with his concussion, that he may have been the offensive star of the game against the Lobos. Coach Anderson, I asked him about that.
Yeah, we didn't do anything very consistently offensively the other night, with the exception of not turning the ball over. It was a struggle. We knew that was going to be the case. It was frustrating. The weather did not cooperate. We really needed to be able to push the ball downfield better than we did, and it just wasn't possible with the wind blowing like it did. It even affected vertical throws with the wind. The ball just sailed on you. With Calvin going down early, Briggs had to step in. I thought he did a great job. He didn't put the ball on the ground. Couple big runs, couple extended drives where he got the first down. The best run of the day, the explosive that set us up to score. He's getting better all the time. And he's one of those young guys that doesn't act like a young guy, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. Robert Briggs has been ready to go from game 1. Remember, he had 85 yards against UConn and a touchdown in that first game. And he has had double-figure rushing stats in at least 7 of the 9 games out of Belleville, Texas. Did he expect to play this much as a freshman with the Aggies?
It's very awesome. O-line, they make it possible for me. They open all the gaps for me, and I just shoot through them and have fun with it. I give big credit to them.
And Briggs may get a lot more tonight if Calvin Tyler Jr. did not make the trip to Hawaii, or if he did, depending on that concussion protocol. Earlier this week, Coach Anderson, we asked him about his status, Calvin Tyler Jr. And remember, Gervin Hall was suspended for the game last week against New Mexico. We don't know what for, but... Yeah,
Gervin is back. It was a one-game suspension. We dealt with that. He handled everything the way he should. He was in my office this morning with a great attitude, ready to move forward. It's just part of the process. I don't like dealing with it, but those are things that you do deal with through the course of the year. Actually love the way he handled it. He handled it like a man, and we moved forward. Calvin is in concussion protocol, and he will be day-to-day. We will see. We leave on Thursday to travel with just the logistics of travel over there. It's not easy. We're leaving Thursday, so we'll have to make some decisions early in the week as to what he can and cannot do. He can't afford to have a setback. As long as he stays on schedule, he should be ready to go. You can't afford a setback. Hopefully he doesn't have any.
So we'll see if number 4 goes tonight. But when Tyler they wouldn't allow him to play with a concussion protocol into the second half. Briggs was a guy who got all of those carries, like we said, 82 yards.
It was okay. My coach had told me I was already ready. Got to be ready for the next man to step up. And Calvin, he was still motivating me. He was telling me just keep going. Just do what I do best.
Isn't that interesting? Brooks, one of 4 Aggies to be the Mountain West Freshman of the Week award winners this year. Ike Larson earlier, Bishop Davenport as well. And then against New Mexico with a career-high 8 tackles, a tackle and a half for a loss. Number 33, the linebacker, Max Alford, was named as the Freshman of the Week. He told me this week on Zoom that, of course, he's from Park City, Utah, with an injured knee to finish his high school career. To be playing this much as a new guy to the program this year, he thought maybe special teams, but again, now on defense?
Yeah, I'm really surprised because, you got A.J. Vongpachon and M.J. Tafisi, huge, big-time linebackers, and coming in, like, you don't know what to expect, big-time linebackers, you think they're gonna take it all the way, and as a freshman, freshmen make freshman mistakes, as they say, and you don't think, like, you're going to get a lot of playing time, but, Coach Bond always talks about next man up, and you got to be ready. So when my time came, I knew it was an opportunity. I got to take it and go with it.
You just got Player of the Week for a freshman in the conference, but the coach just said that maybe you made a penalty in the game you shouldn't have made. What's your feelings when you hear that kind of thing from the coaching staff?
He's right. I don't like to take a lot of credit for it. I just happened to be at the right places at the right times on Saturday. Give it up to God, my family, my teammates and coaches. They did it all. I was just a small piece of the probably Freshman of the Week. And, on paper it might say a win and Freshman of the Week, but I probably made the most mistakes. I'll be the first to say I probably made the most mistakes, But
and Max playing because MJ Tafisi, of course, was battling that stinger. I noticed Sione Moa actually started the game, and then he and Alfred were in there a lot. The coach told us this week about where he thinks MJ Tafisi was going into this weekend.
Day to day, he wants to play bad. We're just being very smart about when he should. When you're dealing with stingers and neck and shoulder issues, you can't afford to be careless. He wanted to play Saturday, and we made the decision not to allow that to happen. We're going to keep watching him. He was in here again this morning. Coach, I'm ready. We will see. I hope he is. He makes us better. We just have to be smart and safe. We're not going to put a guy out in harm's way.
Of course, he's been our leading tackler, and Alford says number 2, when he couldn't even play last week, still really, really, again, helped him in the game.
Even though MJ wasn't physically on the field, he had a big impact too. A.J. Vongpachon was out there helping me the whole time, my teammates. So, I just happened to be at the right place at the right time, made some plays, and that's it. So,
Max Alford, a football player, not for any particular reason other than, have you read his bio about Max Alford out of Park City? Listen to this. He's the son of Aaron and Linda Alford. Both of his brothers, Eli and Sam, play football at Montana. His late dad, Aaron, and his uncle, Tony, both played football at Colorado State. His grandfather played football at Kent State. His dad was also the college coach at Southern Utah, Western Illinois, Wyoming, Akron, and at Utah. His uncle and grandfather also coached in college. His uncle played in the NFL with the Denver Broncos, and his grandfather played for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Wow. What a bio for this guy who was a 1,000-yard high school runner who, again, decided to come to Utah State because of, again, being able to play on defense, as he told us.
When I first got here, I like to think about it like linebackers, like running back in reverse. That's how I kind of go in, how it goes in my mind. So when I'm on the field, I'm like, looking at the running back, I'm like, this is probably what a running back would think. So it wasn't a big transition. To me, it's kind of just like playing running back in reverse. And, Utah State was my only offer for defense out of all the offers I had. So I kind of want to take a chance on myself and play linebacker, which has been so fun so far.
What's the thing you like the most about playing on defense, and what's the biggest challenge?
I think the biggest challenge as a freshman is mentally. The game goes so fast at the college level, and having to slow down. Like the first half, I would say I made a ton of mistakes because it's going so fast. And, it's like you got to read and react. But as a freshman, it just moves so fast. You're just trying to figure it all out. And I give props to my teammates because the whole time they were talking me through it, I knew a game plan. But, A.J. Vongpachon, MJ Tafisi, when I came to the sideline, even Sione Moa, who's a year older than me, eligibility-wise, those three really helped me, slow the game down. Tim Burmeister, Coach Burmeister, he helped me too. So I give huge props to those guys because, the game's super fast and they helped me. And
So that is Max Alford, who was Freshman of the Week last week in the conference, the freshman linebacker from Park City. We need to pause right now on game day for station identification.
News Talk KVNU Logan, 102 FM and 610 AM.
Sports Talk Radio, KLGN Logan, 106.9 FM, 1390 AM. The Fan.
Al Lewis here on game day on KVNU and on The Fan, and we appreciate you joining with us. Again, post-game, I believe Ryan Bohm back after the game with Eric Franson tonight. Again, it's only available on the Team One Sports app. You have to download that app, use it on your phone or on a tablet. It's not available on a desktop computer for the game, and you may have to pay for it tonight. I think it's on pay-per-view is the way it's always been from Hawaii. Utah State's Athlete of the Week, and he also was the conference special teams player, and he, like we said, beat New Mexico by himself, was Connor Coles, the graduate senior place kicker out of Bozeman, Montana. He had that fake the fake field goal touchdown run. And we asked him, remember last week in the interview, to remember again how he backed up the coach, Coach Anderson, when he got that 15-yard penalty against BYU and still kicked the long field goal. Maybe has he been lobbying since then and talking to the coach to have a chance to do something like this?
Man, I never even asked. I didn't think it was in the cards. I always thought if I was going to get a touchdown, I'd have to get like a strip on kickoff cover or something. But yeah, when Coach told me that we were installing it that week and I was the guy who was running it in, I was a little bit surprised, but super excited. Yeah, so I'm really glad for the opportunity.
Coach Anderson had the greatest comment last Saturday night after somebody asked him about it in the game.
Called it, and then I turned around and started walking the other way. And luckily, we ran it in practice the other day from a little bit further out, and he had to stop and take a break between there and the end zone. So he doesn't run a whole lot. Luckily, we were just far enough that nobody could catch him.
Connor never even played Pee-wee football, so he's never had a chance to carry the rock before. He was a soccer guy who got to be a place kicker. He's now 31 out of 43 in his career for the Aggies, 82 extra points. But, I mean, hey, all of a sudden your number's calling a play like that. You a little more nervous than we have to kick a field goal?
Yeah, it was just a different feeling. Field goals, once I get back there, it's something I'm really, comfortable with. I've been doing for a lot of years, lots of reps, and so I kind of fall back into my training. And with that, I was feeling a little bit like, okay, well, I've been running it through practice, but I haven't practiced getting hit or anything like that. So I was, a little bit nervous about how it was going to work out, but I had a lot of confidence in Calvin and Alfred, and so, yeah, I wasn't too worried.
Here's a little bonus edition of an Aggie interview because, remember, we couldn't finish the Connor Coles interview that we talked to him before the game against New Mexico where he had the Player of the Week status. But look for the bright green cars from Jerix. Jerix make it special. So here's a little more of the conversation I had with the guys. The guy, like I said, who beat the Lobos himself.
You've already graduated. Mm-hmm. In fact, I think you're in your master's program, or maybe you've even passed that now, I think, at this point. You've always been an academic all-conference guy and a scholar athlete at Utah State. That must be important to you besides football.
Yeah. I mean, just growing up, my parents always put a big emphasis on grades, and I just, I believe that how you do one thing is how you do everything. So I don't, I think if you're gonna be really disciplined and putting everything towards football, I think you have to translate that to the classroom and everything else that you want to be good in.
What is your what is your background? What in schooling? What do you want to do in the future with your education?
I've been trying to figure that out here in my 6th year. So I got my undergraduate in political science and graduated in 4 years, and then I worked on my MBA for a year, and then now I'm in my I'm doing a minor in sociology.
Wow.
So,
okay.
But I'm not 100% sure what I want to do next. I'm going to try and do everything to pursue the NFL, and then if that doesn't work out, I think I might even. I know I've been in school for 6 years. I might as well go back and get my PhD or somewhere.
A specialist as a kicker, and you talk about NFL. There's just so few jobs, and week to week now, guy misses a kick, and you're looking for another team too.
Yeah. It's really tough. Yeah,
Dom's been through that.
Oh yeah, Dominic's been through it, and Dominic's just, I've seen a lot of just great kickers. I go down every summer and I train with my coach, Mike McCabe, with one-on-one kicking, and there's always guys from all over the country, college guys, as well as a number of NFL guys that are down there training, and it's really competitive, and there's only one rostered guy per team, and so a lot of times you're bouncing around on practice squads and seeing it, and you have to make kicks at the end of the day. That's really what it comes down to.
Well, we get this last month where we'd like to get a winning season going. So we'd like you, the ideal would be kick a lot of PATs because that means we're scoring touchdowns and more points. Yeah. But every once in a while, it'd be nice to have you kick one of those long field goals too for us.
No, yeah. No, I struggled with that the other game. I had a field goal where I got hit, and I kind of over-exaggerated how bad the dude hit me. And so always going for the 1 point. Ended up trading 3 for 1 there. But, yeah, that's always a good trade.
So there's Connor Coles again finishing up that interview we had from last week. So the Aggies dialed up the fake punt and the fake field goal, and special teams executed those decisions last week. Again, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, right, Coach?
You call them and they work, you're a hero. You call them, they don't. Everybody's going to think you're an idiot. And I just felt like they were necessary at the time. I thought they were well designed and well executed. So Nick, Bobby, all the guys that coach on special teams, everybody did a great job. And the kids, they did exactly what we asked them to do in those situations.
That is Coach Anderson. Coming up next on Game Day, tonight's game, of course, in the tropical islands of Hawaii. It's not in the big Aloha Stadium, which was never very glamorous if you've ever been there, but that's where they played the Pro Bowl and some big college games and the bowl game every year. And that's where Timmy Chang played when he was the player for that team. And now it looks like a new stadium is in the future.
It's pretty exciting. The state legislation and our governor signed a bill that's $400 million that's going to be allocated to our new stadium. Now it's about getting the development process and picking a group that's going to do it, and then getting down to tearing down the current structure and putting up the new one.
Warriors home field for 46 years. Again, it was still up there when I drove by in August when I was over in the islands. But it's an on-campus former, I think they had the track and field and some athletic facilities, T.C. Ching Athletic Complex. Hawaii loves their football. They've had 9,346 as their capacity, and they've sold it out 3 of the 5 times this year. And also coming up on Game Day, Hale Motua Pawaka is going home.
It's like a homecoming game for me. All these boys that I played with all my life growing up, and just just playing football with them. Now I get to play against them. It's going to be real fun and real chippy.
Yep, we've hit chippy, and we'll find out why. It's going to be a little chippy as well from him. Game Day is brought to you again tonight by Daryl's Appliance Service and Sales, beautiful downtown Benson. They did come to my house. I promised that they were supposed to head to my house. They did. They're working on my Maytag dishwasher right now. They do great service, but of course, brand new appliances at best prices also available from Daryl's. The Riverwoods Conference Center has the Elements Restaurant. They also have those rooms you can rent for your company or family Christmas parties or holiday parties. Think about that. Get with the Elements and Riverwoods Conference Center. And HSA Depot is by Sally Beauty, and that's a place where you can buy your medical supplies for your family with your HSA and FSA. You can confidently use that to buy your medical supplies and get great deals at HSA Depot. They bring you Game Day on The Fan and KVNU.
You have to see it to believe it. The new Three Peaks Medical Plaza is Cache Valley's newest and most up-to-date medical facility. Cache Valley Ear, Nose, and Throat, the Allergy Clinic, and the Hearing Aid Center are now located in the Three Peaks Medical Plaza in North Logan. The entire staff and Drs. Benyon, Blotter, and Robinette look forward to helping you and your family at this state-of-the-art medical facility. Cache Valley Ear, Nose, and Throat is now located in Providence and Three Peaks Medical Plaza, 2245 North 400 East in North Logan. Go to CacheValleyENT.com for details. Most insurance products, including SelectMed, are accepted.
This is Zach with HSA Depot. Christmas is nearly here. Make sure you be merry and bright by using your pre-tax funds on your medical needs. We know your regular holiday budget is disappearing quick, so instead, save money by using your pre-tax income to buy qualifying medical supplies. HSA Depot carries hundreds of unique and dashing eligible products to help you conquer your healthcare. Come to HSA Depot next to Sally Beauty Supply and see how much you can save this holiday season. HSA Depot, 5-star review.
It's game time, and you're in the locker room ready to take the field. But suddenly, you notice a player you don't recognize. He's wearing your team's jersey, and he even knows your name. But you've never seen him before now. Would you trust this stranger with your team's playbook? That's exactly how phishing scams work. And the first quarter of 2022 saw the highest volume of phishing attacks ever recorded. Protect your business with the Les Olson Security Suite from Les Olson IT. Learn more at lesolson.com.
Prodigy Brewing has so much appreciation and gratitude for the warm embrace Cache Valley has given us. We want to invite you to join us for Sunday brunch from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Our Sunday-only brunch menu features sweet and savory options such as churro French toast, chilaquiles, fried chicken egg sandwich, and a Bloody Mary bar. You also won't want to miss our hash browns. Whether you're out with the family or friends, Prodigy Brewing is the place to be in Cache Valley. Open 7 days a week, located at 25 West Center Street in beautiful downtown Logan.
It's KVNU Aggie Game Day, brought to you by Alpine Home Medical on News Talk KVNU and Sports Talk Radio, The Fan.
It was good to be able to play. Just felt like my high school days again, being able to run around and make plays and tackle the ball. So.
That's Ike Larson, the freshman from Skyview High School at the end, Logan High before that, from here in the Valley. And we have him as our featured Aggie interview coming up tonight on game day. And we're hoping that Calvin Tyler can play in the game tonight, but we always do a Know Your Aggies feature with Eric Franson, and it's brought to you by Thermo Fisher Scientific. Again, always their employees inspire innovation and enable their customers to make the world healthier, cleaner, and safer. Again, join their team. They're always hiring. You can check that again online at job.thermofisher.com and search Logan, making the world healthier, cleaner, and safer. And we appreciate Eric with the Know Your Aggies features.
Getting to know Calvin Tyler Jr. is just random questions. There are no wrong answers here. So are you considered a clean or messy person?
Clean, very clean.
Organized?
Very organized. I got OCD. Got OCD.
That's good. So you're probably a good roommate to have.
Most definitely I am. If things junk around the house, I'll put it in the trash. I'll wash dishes, whatever I can do.
Which is worse for you, spiders, the dark, mice, or clowns?
Ooh, spiders. Yeah, I'm scared of spiders. I'm not scared of them, but like if I see a spider crawl on me, I'll lose it. Most definitely.
What are the 3 of the most significant numbers in your life?
Oh, definitely my son's birthday. So 9/14/2020 is like a significant number for me. Most definitely.
That's a big day. Yeah. That's really cool. What are you really good at, but kind of embarrassed that you're good at?
I'm really good at. That's a hard one. I can sing. I think I can sing a little bit. So yeah? I'm good at singing a little bit. I'm embarrassed though. I don't let too many people hear me sing.
Not with a lot of people around, just in the bathroom?
Just in the shower, yeah, for sure. It's just in the shower.
Okay, and then finally, what's the best and worst thing about getting older?
The best thing, more relaxing. I feel like the older you get more relaxed and calm. The worst thing is I don't like my age change. I want to stay young forever. I wish I could stay young forever because I'm very childish in a way.
Childish.
I'm childish, but I'm like also like grown. Like I'm grown. I take things like, yeah, I'm grown too. But yeah, I'm childish also.
Okay, Calvin Tyler Jr., thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Calvin. Thank you, Eric. Again, we're waiting to see what his status is for the game tonight. Wyoming did just beat Colorado State 14-13. Colorado State led for a lot of the game, but Wyoming wins it, so they stay there with one loss. They got Boise next week in that matchup, again, trying for the division where they could win head-to-head and give Boise a loss and then maybe still win this spot in the conference championship game. Craig Hislop in July was with Timmy Chang, the quarterback from Hawaii back in the days. He is a star legend for them. I mean, from 2000 to 2004, he left Hawaii as the all-time leading passer and total offense leader in college football at that time. 117 total touchdowns is still third all-time. He's been at 5 schools as an assistant football coach. He had 4 years in the pros in the NFL, CFL over in Europe. Finally got his degree 2009 from Hawaii.
The Aggies make their biennial trip to Hawaii November 12th for the 18th meeting ever in this series against the Rainbow Warriors. It's a program with a new head coach in Timmy Chang, who was a record-setting quarterback for Coach June Jones in the early 2000s at Hawaii. You have just made the move with Jay Norvell to Colorado State as wide receivers coach. Job at your alma mater came up, and you went after him.
Yeah, these jobs are few and far between. It's the pinnacle of your profession, and it is only the right time for me to go in and try to go get this job. And I'm grateful that I'm in this position. There's a lot of great candidates that went for the job, but a lot of great people that helped me and were mentoring me along the way, including Jay Norvell.
3 of the current Mountain West Conference head coaches are alums at their school that they, where they played or went to school. It's a little unusual for a league. You're a U of H icon, became the head coach probably a bit more, getting this job a little bit more personal for you than it might be for somebody else.
It does have that personal touch to it, right? I was born and raised in the island, stayed home and played there. Had opportunities to go away as a top recruit at the quarterback position, but wanted to stay home and play for the state. I wanted to live in Hawaii when it was said and done. And 22 years later, I stand here as the head coach, and it's an amazing, unbelievable, and grateful thing. And I won't ever take it for granted, but like you said, a little bit added extra that you want to win. You want to represent the state as best as possible, but definitely playing there and being born and raised there helps me navigate through certain situations and challenges.
That was a great era of football over there. As I said, played for June Jones, a coach who said he learned the run and shoot from Mouse Davis of Portland State. This is how far this goes back. And what was it like to play for that guy?
June is unbelievable. He's the guy I committed to early on in my career at 18 years old. He's the one that gave me my first coaching job as a graduate assistant at SMU, and to this day he still remains a mentor. And so, he means the world to me. He means the world to our football program. Most winningest head coach of all time, and he will continue to contribute. He lives in the island and spends a lot of time there. He's getting ready to coach the XFL here soon, but grateful to have been a part of Coach Jones. But it's one of those things when I'm an 18-year-old and I commit to a coach, that these are all the great things. 22 years later, we're still talking about that commitment and that and being with a coach that cared about you and gave you all these opportunities.
To set your program up, you go and get Ian Shoemaker, Eastern Washington, as your offensive coordinator to put together, it sounds like, a similar offense to just what we were just talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely going to be an up-tempo, an offense that, will display multiple formations, but have a run and shoot throwing base behind it. And, we look forward to, just moving the ball up and down the field and scoring points.
You took your rush end coach, Jacob Yoro, and made him the defensive coordinator in this 3-3-5 alignment. How did they go in the spring for the defense?
For the defense, they think they only have one returning starter coming back. So there's a lot of new pieces, a lot of new unfamiliar guys that people are going to get to become household names in Hawaii and Mountain West football. But very excited about Jacob. Jacob's been, he's been a coach where, a coach under Corey Batoon, as well as Todd Graham, and he's learned how to play in certain different schemes, and so what he provides is a lot of knowledge coming from him. Now he gets his opportunity to show what he can coach and do, and then we just supported him with staff members that he's coached with in the past, defensive coordinators, Josh Brown at Cal Poly, and also Etienne and Eastern Washington as a former defensive coordinator. So you support him with some former defensive coordinators that he's already coached with, as well as his first time. I think he's going to do a great job.
Now, there's no Aloha Stadium anymore, but I heard the commissioner say this morning something about $400 million somebody's going to get to build a new stadium.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. The state legislation and our governor signed a bill that's $400 million that's going to be allocated to our new stadium. Now it's about getting the developing process and picking a group that's going to do it, and then getting down to tearing down the current structure and putting up the new one. And so we're excited about that. We're excited about that for our program, but more excited about the state and being able to use it as well and hold a lot of state events there.
That's, again, Timmy Chang, the coach over there with Craig Islip in the summer. I asked Coach Anderson before they left if he'd heard anything from other coaches about how this Ching Athletic Complex makeshift stadium is, how it is for football over there.
Not particularly. Just logistics are different for everybody. It's not going to be a simple, easy trip for us. It's smaller. It's smaller than what you normally see. Our guys need to be prepared for that. They have played very good at home. You can see it. They've been really close against teams that probably physically match up better. So I think it's being able to stay focused on the job and go and playing your best. You need to kind of be prepared for the environment, and you've got to deal with the travel. I mean, they deal with it all the time coming here. It's a challenge for us going there.
The Rainbow Warriors now have one Utah player on their roster. That's Cameron Cooper. He was a junior. He's a junior. He transferred in from Washington State last year. So he's with Washington State when the Aggies beat him last year. He's that kid out of Lehigh. And a backup offensive lineman, Luke Felix Fualalo, was a transfer to Hawaii from Utah. He's from Australia originally. I don't know if he played much for the Utes, but Hawaii has had some really good Utah athletes on their rosters over the years. Utah State's Polynesian connection right now, 21 total on the roster. 3 are from the 50th state. We're talking about Dustin Remsire Burdett. He's a redshirt junior safety, doesn't play much. And then the brothers. Again, there's Tavo on the offensive line, and then, of course, the senior defensive tackle, Hale Motuopowaka.
So how important, Hale, is this game to you going back to Hawaii?
It's a very important game for me personally. Being born and raised in Hawaii, that's where all of my family and friends are. And I have a lot of people that will be coming to this game, and I just can't wait to play. And I'm really excited for all the other boys on the team too, because a lot of them, it will be their first time going to Hawaii. So I'm really excited for them to experience Hawaii for the first time.
Can they feel enough of that and still make it a business trip to get football done?
Yeah, most definitely. It's not a bowl game; it's a business trip. But at least they can see the beauty. There won't be too much time to really go out and go to the beach and stuff like that. But just for them to go to Hawaii, it's something special for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's a guy that's on their roster who looks like he's a linebacker, I think, who might have played at your high school or something.
Yes, for sure. I have a few of a lot of my friends, not just my boys from high school, but a bunch of my friends and my cousins, they play at UH. So, it's going to be really fun. I always joke around and say this is like a homecoming game for me. All these boys that I played with all my life growing up, and just just playing football with them. Now I get to play against them. It's going to be real fun and real chippy.
And the most experienced or best part of their football team is their offensive line. It sounds like they have more starts there than about anywhere on their team.
Yes, for sure. I know almost everybody on their offensive line from the 1 to the 3 deep. Actually, during COVID, when everything was shut down, my cousin, he had a weight room at his house, so I got to know a lot of the boys from UH because we'd all go lift over there during that pandemic era. So, yeah, I have a pretty good relationship with them, and we've been talking throughout the week, just kind of talking trash and just excited to go against them and go to war.
Okay, we'll have fun when you go back.
Thank you. Go Aggies.
Well, I've seen some pictures of him dancing with some girls. It looks like he's already been out, showed some of the players different things. Now, remember, he's the 10 times World Fire Knife Dancing Champion, 7 times as the junior national champion, now 3 times as a senior champion. So I said, Hale, when you go back to Hawaii, are you a famous guy over there? Like everybody knows exactly what you've done?
Are you famous in Hawaii? Would people know who you are?
Shoot, I don't know. I guess you could say something like that. I'm pretty. A lot of people kind of know me, but one thing about Hawaii that people don't know is even though people might be well known, it's kind of a funny thing because everyone really knows each other. The island is so small, and if you were somebody that was just visiting, you couldn't tell the difference between someone who was famous and someone who wasn't. Everyone is really nice, and everyone is super cool.
But he is a 10-time World Fire Knife Dancing Champion. And Eli Matangi Thompson, who plays in the defensive secretary for Hawaii, is in shows fire knife dancing all the time. His parents apparently own the show over there. Our coaches segment coming up, of course, on game day. But next, our Aggie player interview is coming up. Again, we mentioned Ike Larson.
It was pretty difficult for me, and just a lot of off the field stuff was going on at the same time. So I was kind of in a dark place, you could say, and it was just hard to come to practice every day not knowing
again last year in a dark place. That's sad, but again, it's turned out fine for Ike, and he'll talk about that in our interview. Aegis Home Care, and again, their home health and hospice. Core values are character, experience, and trust. AEGIS. You go to myaegis.com or call them on Monday at 723-9000. Cash box elder in Rich County for nursing services and health care. Also, Les Olson Company. Remember, the ransomware attacks are going on everywhere. Don't take the risk. Get with them on their security suite. You get a free assessment at lesolson.com. Appreciate them sponsoring Game Day here on KVNU.
Hi, this is James with White Pine Funerals. We're excited to host our annual holiday concert featuring a choir and musical ensemble by Jay Richards. All are welcome to attend free of charge. We extend a special invitation to anyone who is missing a loved one this holiday season. Food donations are encouraged at the door for the Cash Food Pantry. Back-to-back performances will take place at White Pine on Thursday, December 1st at 7 p.m. and 8:30 p.m. That's Thursday, December 1st at 7 p.m. or 8:30 p.m.
Winter is upon us, which is the best reason to have a clean and healthy home. This is Darryl with ChemDry of Northern Utah. Let us come and make your carpets, rugs, and upholstery and hardwood as clean as it can be. Platinum certified with the Carpet and Rug Institute and Indoor Air Quality Association. ChemDry's hot carbonation and quick dry times will leave your homes healthy and ready to combat the cold and flu season. We're a company that you can trust. Call ChemDry of Northern Utah.
ChemDry of Northern Utah. ChemDry of Northern Utah. 435-752-6100.
Alpine Home Medical has been around for over 25 years. Can you believe that? Hi, I'm Jay Broadbent. What keeps us coming to work every day? We're passionate about caring for you. From home and bathroom safety to transportation, mobility, recovery, oxygen, sleep, and more, come into any of our 10 locations today and let us take care of you. Visit us at alpinehomemedical.com.
It's KVNU Aggie Game Day, brought to you by Primrose Home Care on News Talk KVNU and Sports Talk Radio, The Fan.
Like I said, we just prepare for everything. I feel like we're getting back into the groove of him coming back, and we happy to have him back. You know, we happy to know that he's feeling well.
And Robert Brooks, the running back, hoping again, they're happy to have Cooper Legat back. Again, offense didn't click big against New Mexico, or of course the first series, the two passes, a run and then a pass play, and the Aggies had scored, and then that was really it for the offense. They did get the one drive with Briggs getting the long run to the goal line and then ran in the fake field goal, and they did get a couple field goal drives out of it, so that is coming up here on Game Day. You know, when the Aggies play in Hawaii, and we talk about Hale Motuapuaka so happy to go home, can't help but think about Brian Sweet, a Utah State football player who I just really enjoyed the years he was here. He lettered in 2012, 13, and 14, passed a few years ago. So good, a better person. Cancer takes him way too soon. I can't help but think about Brian Sweet when we play Hawaii. And then you also can't forget what Craig talked about earlier, the game that changed Utah State football. We played 9 bowl games in the last 11 years. We've had 4 10-win seasons, 7 winning years, 5 bowl victories, 2 conference championships, and it only happens because we came back from being down 28-7 at the half, and Chucky Keaton has gone to the hospital. And Adam Kennedy comes out and throws that pass to the sidelines. First pass of the second half looked like it was going to get picked off. It wasn't, and the Aggies eventually rally back. And again, it was a touchdown run by Robert Turman late that gave the Aggies a 35-31 victory, and eventually 4 more wins to make the Aggies bowl eligible in 1997. We have never looked back since then. Our Aggie interview tonight with Ike Larson is brought to you by Cache Valley ENT. Remember, headaches and migraines can have debilitating effects on your daily performance. Cache Valley ENT can help relieve your pain. Go to CacheValleyENT.com or get a hold of them Monday for an appointment.
Ike, this season has really shown that whenever you're on the field, you make a play.
Yeah, I just, I try my hardest, and just when the time presents itself, I usually execute, and I'm grateful for that. Preparation and being prepared is a big part of that. So.
I think it looks like you participate in every game, but it sounds like from people who told me you were a little bit hurt there for a little while.
Yeah, I did. I had a little injury. I'm back from that injury now, so glad we got that taken care of. So now I'm just working back and it's getting better every day. So.
And you come off your biggest game as far as making plays and tackles. So was that the most snaps you've had in a game, maybe against New Mexico?
Yep, that was the most I had this year.
Okay. So how did that feel, or what was that like?
It was good to be able to play, a semi-full game, like being back out there. Just felt like my high school days again, being able to run around and make plays and tackle the ball. So.
So how is the defense coming together at this point? I mean, there for a while, you were on the field a heck of a lot in a couple of games, and it was nice at least to maybe play a little more of an even-type game offensively, defensively against New Mexico.
Yeah, defense is coming along really good. We're getting better every week. We have our ups and downs, but we work hard during practice, and we just grind and just look at the light at the end of the tunnel and just keep going. So,
despite the injuries, then things are still okay.
Yep, things are going great. So, I'm very blessed.
Have you played mostly the same safety spot all year, right?
Yeah, safety and nickel.
Okay, so you have kind of been in about the same kind of spot. So do we have 3 safeties at different times out there?
So we just have a package for that when I go on the field, and then just a normal safety spot. So.
Okay. I was thinking back to your high school days, and I had DJ Nelson after the game the other day. And DJ told me when you were a little kid, you always wanted to play. You've got a chance to get in and play, and I mean, you're willing to go in at any place. I know you'll return kicks. You'd play on offense. I know
right?
if the Aggies would ask you, right?
Yep, most definitely. Really, just anywhere that they want me to play. Like I love football. I love the game, and I just love it. Like you said.
Where do you think you got that to love football?
Probably when I was younger. Just me and my dad going out and playing catch every single day, and him just working me hard and just saying if you want it, you got to work hard enough. And so I think that's where I kind of built the love, and I want to be able to, take care of my people in a way.
Do you think you're a competitive guy, a real competitive guy?
Yeah, most definitely.
You don't like to lose in anything you do?
No, not at all. Not even a game of Uno or not even a race when I'm driving my car. I like to win it all. So.
Hey, I noticed you got a deal with a local truck place here in town too.
Yeah, Mountain West Motors. So it's been good.
We can get a free plug in here.
Yeah, it's been good. Like, I don't know. I'm super blessed that they want to do business with me, and like it's just been fun. And they're all young guys, and we all just get along, and it's been great. So I'm happy to do it, and I'm excited to see where it gets in the future.
So you took the year last year and didn't play. I mean, you were practicing and stuff. That had to be kind of hard if you're the kind of competitive guy who likes to play all the time. Was practice enough, or was that difficult?
It was pretty difficult for me, and just a lot of off the field stuff was going on at the same time. So I was kind of in a dark place, you could say, and it was just hard to come to practice every day, not knowing if I'm going to play or knowing I'm not going to play, and then practicing all this time. But I'm really grateful that I did redshirt last year and I didn't play, because I learned a lot, and I was able to develop and become bigger and stronger and just learn a lot from the people in front of me.
Good spot right now, I hope for that. What do you see about Hawaii offensively? This is a team that can do a lot of different things and play a lot of different people, it sounds like.
Yeah, no, Hawaii's solid. They're pretty good. So we just got to come out and do our game plan and play the best that we can, and hopefully come out with the win. So
I don't want to put words in your mouth, but probably a little more capable offensively than even New Mexico was in some ways. What they can do, they can be a little more balanced.
Yeah, most definitely, for sure.
Okay.
Yep.
Play well. It's good to, again, we love it when local guys play well. All of us have watched your career and watched you play, and we appreciate you, again, just making plays and enjoying it and having fun.
Yep, thank you. I appreciate you guys.
Ike Larson, again, our Aggie interview for tonight. He actually made that start last week against New Mexico, his first start. And speaking of starting lineups, they're always brought to you by S.E. Needham Jewelers. Remember, S.E. Needham Jewelers has jewelry, but also that great gift department. And we're headed towards the holiday season for gifts. Again, it's S.E. Needham Jewelers, middle of the block and sign of the clock downtown. I noticed that last week, Pokesi Vakakota started inside on the defensive line. He was hobbling around at practice this week, so I don't know if he'll start tonight. It could maybe. We'll see Tavion Coleman go back in with Holly inside. And then last week, Byron Bonds was back as a starter. And every game this year, Daniel Grishik has started. You know, there's only been like 9 Aggies have started every single game this year. Aggies have started a lot of different players, and so has Hawaii. Hawaii's even more than Utah State with the number of starts. But also, of course, you do have A.J. Von Pachong. And if M.J. Tafisi can go, if not, we got Max Alford and Sione Moa, Kaleo Neves. We've got at the corners Anwanyu and Grayson, and then Gervin Hall could be back at safety, but Ike Larson played so well last week, I would imagine maybe Gervin plays off the bench, and then Hunter Reynolds, of course. And on the offensive front, Dolphin in the middle, Wade Meekum. Meacham, these guys, you've been rotating the offensive line this year. How's that worked?
I think it helps a lot. I mean, obviously, offensive line we don't sub near as much as any of the other positions on the field, and so it's, especially during drives, and so it's nice to be able to kind of rotate through some guys and keep guys more fresh. I feel like it's helped us a lot to be able to keep moving and keep guys, fresh, legs fresh, arms fresh, everything like that. So just being able to rotate through those guys and just keep the pressure on the defense has been nice.
That's where Pule Alo plays, and every once in a while we've been seeing, of course, Cole Motes along with Jacob South, Alfred Edwards, Justin McGriff. We saw some of course, Brian Cobbs is a guy who started every game, but we had a touchdown. Terrell Vaughn, Nana Davis has been playing more, and even Jalen Royals and Otto Tia seeing some time at the receiver spot, and we wait to see what happens with Calvin Tyler and then Cooper Lega at quarterback, our starting lineup for tonight. On the scoreboard, incidentally, what's interesting going into this stretch of college football, 14 teams started the season ranked and are now unranked, including Texas A&M, Oklahoma, Baylor, and I think for sure that Baylor and Texas A&M lost today. Notre Dame is back into the rankings, but they've stumbled. But they beat Navy today, but only 35-32. Air Force beat New Mexico 35-3. Last night, Fresno 37, Nevada, UNLV 30. Wyoming beat Colorado State, we just mentioned, 14-13. And Boise's playing at Nevada right now. Number one, Georgia won their game in college football. They just barely finished off Mississippi State 45-19. We also had Ohio State, Michigan, Tennessee all win easily. LSU over Arkansas in a close one. They win the West of the SEC. And Alabama did beat Ole Miss, number 9, beating number 11 today. Clemson came back to the winning ways. And UCF, number 22, beat number 17, Tulane in college football today. All right, our coaches segment is coming up next here on the game day.
So we don't really have a great clue, and it's going to be part of the challenge is being able to kind of identify how they're going to play us early and make adjustments as needed. Because in game film, you see a different personality show up several different times and different opponents throughout the course of the year.
So again, we've got that coming up. It's KVNU Aggie Game Day, also live on the Fan. 9 o'clock kickoff tonight. Team One Sports app on a tablet or mobile device, not a desktop, is the way that you can watch the game, and you may have to pay for it. Our broadcast tonight of game day before and after the game, always free. You don't have to pay for that. And it's brought to you in part by Cache Valley Bank. Again, here to support and be your partner. Whatever the needs you have as far as financial needs, they can help you. And now in Cache Valley is Young Truck and Trailer Center, 2900 South, Highway 89, offering all makes of trailers and flatbed trucks in the valley. Game day continues.
This is Ryan at My Mattress. We've teamed up with Ridgeline High School Booster Club to bring you the mattress warehouse sale of the year. November 11th and 12th at Ridgeline High School. My Mattress, Maloof, and Serenoni will have truckloads of mattresses, mattress protectors, sheets, pillows, accessories, Serenoni blankets, and more at blowout, rock-bottom prices. Don't miss this chance for blowout pricing from My Mattress, Maloof, and Serenoni, November 11th and 12th at the Ridgeline High School Mattress Warehouse Sale.
Nothing compares to the warmth and feel that a wood stove provides. The two-time Best of Northern Utah winning team says there's never been a better time to replace your old inefficient wood stove and install a new energy-efficient EPA-certified Vermont casting wood product in your home. The U.S. government is offering federal tax credits of 26% on your wood stove install. For Vermont casting units, that includes stoves, venting, and labor. Call or email Advanced Fireplace and Stove for a free in-home estimate. Call 435-752-7272 or go to advancedfireplaceandstove.com.
Hi, this is Bob Larson with LSS Insurance. TV ads tempting you with cash back on your Medicare? Come learn about Molina's Medicare Advantage plans for 2023. Call 752-9493 or go to our website, lssins.com, for seminar dates and times. Don't get hooked by calling a national line. Call LSS where you can work with a local agent. Having a real person you can sit down with makes all the difference. For accommodations of persons with special needs at meetings, call 752-9493.
Aggie Game Day continues. Sponsored by Thermo Fisher on News Talk KVNU and Sports Talk Radio, The Fan.
I think personally, I'd like a pick six, but either way, just helping the team out in any way, that's what I strive for.
That was Hunter Reynolds asked if he'd rather have a pick six or the scoop and score that he got last week. He got the scoop and score. Speaking of turnovers, with the Aggie offense producing that early touchdown and then only 2 field goals and with the fake field goal against New Mexico, the key, besides those defensive plays and the special teams played by Coach Anderson in win number 4 last week was...
We did not turn the ball over. That is the biggest thing we did offensively because we really didn't do a lot else very well. But not turning the ball over was enough to go along with great defense and really, really good special teams play.
So it was Cooper Legas back at quarterback. How did he eventually get evaluated after the game last Saturday, Coach?
I thought it was okay. He looked confused at times. Rocky and Danny, that defense is kind of built around chaos, and they did a good job of grabbing his eyes. You could tell he was frustrated on the sideline. I was hoping that he would have a kind of a seamless transition back on the field, but that particular defense made it a challenge for him. He didn't turn the ball over. Took a couple sacks that we'd love to have gotten away from. Missed a couple guys. The weather didn't help. It was a struggle to connect the dots. He'll get better this week. He still, again, moved the chains with his feet when he needed to. He hit a few guys open in key situations. The drive late in the game in the fourth quarter against the wind to go down and get the field goal, I thought he settled in and looked like the guy that we've been playing with the last couple of weeks before the injury, and hopefully we'll pick up where he left off there. If you don't turn the ball up, you got a chance either way. So that's the best thing he did was stay calm, didn't turn the ball over.
Legas, of course, back after missing a game in 3 quarters. He had a 13 for 27, 149 yards, 14 yards rushing, got sacked 4 times. On the year now in 6 games he's played, 66 of 110, 677 yards, 6 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and he's had 189 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. Meantime, as we get into our coaches segment, brought to you by Chem Dry of Northern Utah, that's 752-6100, their phone number, again, for their superior solutions and services to keep your home clean, safe, and healthy, including their green certified solution and hot carbonating extraction cleaning method for your carpets. Let's, again, have the coach give us about this Hawaii Rainbow team. Like we said, Warrior team has played a lot of different players, and they've shown a lot of different looks offensively. Coach?
Yeah, they're playing a lot of guys. Obviously, year one for him, trying to get a feel for his roster. They look different offensively right now than they did early in the year. I think they were trying a lot of things early, and little by little they've become a little bit more simplistic in the sense that it's year one. We want to build a foundation. We've seen a ton of different defense from them as well. I think trying to find what their personnel is and what fits the bodies that they have. I think it's typical year one. I think Tim does a good job. Number one, I think he's a really good ball coach. I just, at this point, very similar to what we thought going into New Mexico, you could kind of see anybody at this point. I think they're trying to grow guys up and build for the future, which I think is a really smart approach. Just frustrating at times. So we'll try to get a beat on their basic stuff that we think we can see. But I don't know that we can nail it in on anything really, really specifically because you've seen a lot of offense and you've seen a lot of defense to this point. Personnel has changed week to week.
Sorry about that, Coach. One of my interesting stats from Cache Valley Bank for this game, they have 19 different receivers who have caught a ball this year. Only Georgia and Central Michigan have had more. And they have a linebacker in Logan Taylor who has had 40 tackles in the last 3 games. There's only one other guy in college football that's had more in the last 3 games. So, again, what do you see on the defensive side, Coach?
A lot. You see a lot. Man coverage, zone coverage, 4 down front, 3 down front. They played with a star, spoke safety. We don't know what to expect. It's been a progression throughout the course of the year, I think, based off of available bodies and also who they're playing. What will they perceive us as and how will they try to defend us? They haven't seen our system. They haven't seen our spacing and our splits either. So we don't really have a great clue, and it's going to be part of the challenge is being able to kind of identify how they're going to play us early and make adjustments as needed. Because in game film, you see a different personality show up several different times in different opponents throughout the course of the year. a lot of guesswork for us knowing what to expect.
Timmy Chang's always been involved in the run and shoot that came from Mouse Davis and through June Jones. And he's got a coordinator who ran that at Eastern Washington, I think it was. He's got 2 coaches and 3 of the staff members that were with him at Nevada that were going to Colorado State before he got this job. So is the Colorado State game and what the Rams did against the Aggies, where the Aggies, again, finally kind of took control in the second half defensively, is there some similarities, do you think, to the Hawaii game tonight, Coach?
There's a lot of things that you do see. There's the air raid principles that fit in. I think, Timmy comes from the run and shoot, but then been in the air raid as well. So I think you see glimpses of both. They got different pieces to the puzzle. I mean, they're different bodies that they're playing with, but you see enough to have some carryover in those 2 systems. I think you see it in special teams as well. To be honest with you, there's some overlap there, and guys that have been on staff together and kind of know each other. So those 2 areas you see a good bit that looks the same.
Trying to get you ready for 2-8 Hawaii, 1-4 in conference play. They've lost their last 3 in a row. The last time they've lost 4 games in a row, the 4th game they lost to was to the Aggies in 2018, 56-17. I think it was Jordan Love for a huge game over there at the then Aloha Stadium, which was being used, and now they're in this makeshift stadium tonight. All right, next up, Craig Hislop had an interesting interview in Las Vegas with an offensive lineman named Vanterpool. And this guy, again, was on the team when they beat Zach Wilson and BYU in that stadium in the bowl game, as Craig asked him about his exciting moment.
That one was a great one just because that was our last game in Aloha Stadium with fans, and that place, that energy was just unmatched. I'm really miss Aloha Stadium.
Again, that is again. We'll get to him in just a minute here with Craig Hislop. And just a reminder, we also, again, Vanderpool, he and Hale Tuapuakan, these guys worked out during the COVID year. So there has been a lot of stuff going back and forth, right, Hale?
Been talking throughout the week, just kind of talking trash and just excited to go against them and go to war.
That's, again, the Aggies defensive lineman who's from Hawaii. Our game day on KVNU and The Fan brought to you by Thermo Fisher Scientific, makes the world healthier, cleaner, and safer, and Advanced Fireplace and Stove. You can get into a new heat and glow fireplace for much less than you think. Also, Vermont Casting's another one that we've been advertising from. Again, Advanced Fireplace and Stove. Get with them on Monday, 752-7272. Game day continues for the Aggies in Hawaii coming up top of the hour. Again, it's only available on the Team One Sports app, and you can only get it on a phone or on a tablet. Can't do it on a desktop. Try to be able to, and then eventually from that phone or that, maybe you can get it on your TV, but you might have to pay for it tonight. It's sports pay-per-view in Hawaii, and that's where you get it, from Spectrum on pay-per-view on Team One app.
Clean it up and get it out before the snow flies. Don't wait another winter. Let DD Auto and Salvage pay you for that junk vehicle. DD Auto and Salvage makes it so easy and fast to get rid of your junker vehicles by paying you the most money possible. Pickup is available. If you have metal, DD Auto and Salvage in Logan wants to pay you today. Call 787-1204. That's 787-1204 today. See store for details.
When it comes to home care, it's important to know you have a choice. If you or a loved one is in need of hospice or home health services, remember that Primrose Home Care and Hospice believes in treating the patient, not the problem. We work directly with you and your doctor to create a health plan that's catered to your needs. Our team is devoted to providing options in the freedom and safety of your own home. Visit us at primrosecare.com or call to schedule a free consultation. Primrose Home Care and Hospice, your local hospice and home health provider since 2006.
It's that first kiss, that moment in time.
Over the last few years, we have expanded the store to create one of the largest engagement selections in northern Utah. In addition to our goldsmith, we now have a design team that creates, casts, and brings to life your one-of-a-kind ring right here in our store, all for one common goal, to make it special for you. If you haven't been in yet, come see what makes us so special.
Jarrett's fine jewelry. Make it special, make it Jarrett's.
Do you have a broken appliance? Save money and repair your appliance with Daryl's today. Maybe you'll decide you need to purchase new. If so, you can apply up to $95 of your service call toward an appliance purchase. We reduce the risk when you choose Daryl's. It's a unique deal only we can offer you. See our store for details. Daryl's Appliance Service and Sales west on Airport Road, open until 6 p.m. on weekdays, 5 on Saturday.
More analysis and more previews of today's game. It's KVNU Game Day.
That gets us one step closer where we want to be. So hopefully we can build on it and get some guys back and get some guys healthy and move forward and travel well to Hawaii this week.
Well, they're in Hawaii, and now they get ready to play there tonight in this game. Again, kickoff at 9 o'clock, as we said, coming up here on tonight. We'll be here immediately after the game. Ryan Boehm and Eric Franson will join with me. Again, it's our game day coverage of the Aggies, and we'll be on postgame. If you can't watch it tonight, we'll try to go through and review the game as much as we can. And again, for some of you, because we know it is a pay-per-view or hard to get and all of those things, but they've had a good time out there, but it has been, again, a business trip to get ready for. Get ready for these late-night games. There's 2 in the conference tonight, just getting started. Boise State's already scored against Nevada. San Jose State's playing San Diego State. The Aggies in Hawaii starting here at 9. Next week, the game will be 7:45 on Saturday night when the Aggies play San Jose here for Fox Sports 1 television. So get ready for these late-night things. They announced that time for that this week. Again, this guy by the name of Micah Vanderpool. Vanderpool is number 71. He's a starter on their offensive line. He's made 26 starts in his career. They have the 6th most experienced offensive line. This guy already has a YouTube channel with Big Mick. He does a lot of things on there. He has a podcast, Big Mick Takes the Mic. He has about 700 subscribers. And you can tell he's a little bit of a character, as our Craig Hislop talked to him in the summer.
That was a very fun game. That was a shootout. Utah State, man, those guys, hats off to those guys. Those guys did a great job. They got on us real early. And, one of the things we just wanted to do was try and want to go out there, run the ball, and just spread them out. But Utah State, they spread us out with those big old splits. It was a very good game, and I can't wait for the game this year. I just think it's gonna be a great game.
Things have changed in Hawaii. You have a new head coach.
Yes, love Coach Timmy Chang. He's a great dude. Not even just as a coach, just as a man. He's taught me so much about life, so much just about the islands, and just so much just about football and where I want to go and have the dreams and aspirations that I want to have. And he's just trying to lead me on those dreams.
Tell me about how you ended up at this school, the recruiting process and whatever.
Yes, sir. I took 4 official visits. Hawaii was my last one, it was my 4th one. And my coach always told me, you know when you know. So when I walked out the hotel, and I was like, man, this island air, this island breeze, it just felt like a dream. And I was like, man, I just know it, and I'm gonna stay here.
Up to this point, what's the most memorable moment of your playing career at that school?
That's a hard one. I want to say one of my most memorable moments, just all the times in the locker room, but one of my favorite game moments has to be beating number 2 pick Zach Wilson in the Hawaii Bowl. That was a pretty good one, 2019.
Oh, okay. A few more details on that one.
That one was a great one, just because that was our last game in Aloha Stadium with fans, and that place, that energy was just unmatched. I'm really miss Aloha Stadium.
Is there anything you can, just a couple of comments about the way the program's going to be a little bit different with this new coach?
Some of the ways you can see that this program is going to be different. Our offense is going to be fast. Defense is going to be even faster. One of the things we're just trying to do is just really trying to spread people out, and we want to attack, and we want to find our mismatches, and we want to take advantage.
Well, we're going to see you guys November 12th in Hawaii, and we go there every other year, so look forward to seeing you again. Good luck this season.
Thank you. You as well, and I hope you get a little Mai Tai or something on the beach.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, Craig didn't get on the plane to go, or the Mai Tai on the beach. That might have been something that influenced him for sure. Craig with Micah Vanderpool, again, their offensive guard. Interesting stuff from him for sure. And, and we found out he and Hale and these guys know each other, different things like that. A lot of these Hawaii players know him very well. And so here's Hale Motuapawaka, who comes to Utah State from Hawaii. A lot of guys love to go over there, obviously, when they get recruited. Hale comes from the islands over to here.
So my recruiting process dang, it's been a while. I've been here forever. I'm an old timer to this program already. But dang, so yeah, 2018, Coach Frank Maile, he recruited me, and you know, when I came on my visit here, just how I felt as like meeting the players, meeting the coaches, and just the atmosphere here at Logan, I loved it. So I decided to commit right after my visit, and yeah, it's been a great experience since then. I love Logan, I love Aggie Nation, and I'm just so glad to be an Aggie for the rest of my life.
So then you've been through really 3 coaching staffs in some ways. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Oh, so you know, it's been a good experience. It's been kind of crazy, you know, seeing 3 different head coaches, 3 different staffs, different strength coaches. But it's good to be able to learn their different styles, you know. So it's been a great experience. And one thing that I know is it only works is if like everybody's locked in or locked into their style of coaching, and that's what I've seen our team do over the years, and that's why we've been pretty successful.
Really bonded with Frank Maile, with Gary Anderson's staff. Again, back in the Matt Wells days, really got it started before he got here, and then all of that. And now Blake Anderson has worked out well with Hale Motuapuaka. Just see now on tweets that it will be Calvin Tyder can play tonight in the game for the Aggies. So, again, that will be him back at running back. Robert Briggs filled in very, very well on that earlier game. A couple of scores on the scoreboard right now. Texas leads Texas with about 4 minutes to play, 17-10. TCU is number 4 in the country. So that is a big win if they can get that win tonight. And Washington did beat Oregon, the number 6 team in the nation, 37-34. Washington pulled it out at Oregon with that game tonight. So that's probably the biggest upset in college football today. And then you got TCU beating Texas, even though Texas was a 7-point favorite. Aggies are a 10-point favorite. I noticed the over and under is about 55 points for the game tonight. And we'll come back and finish up game day on KVNU before the game starts at 9. Again, it's available on the Team One app. You have to download that app and use it on your phone or through your tablet. That's the way you can maybe watch this game tonight. You may have to pay.
The Elements Restaurant is serving a plated Thanksgiving dinner this year with all the holiday classics. Herb roasted turkey with a sage turkey gravy, garlic whipped potatoes and whipped sweet potatoes, traditional cornbread stuffing, and delicious warm rolls. And for dessert, choose between pumpkin pie, pecan pie, or apple galette. Let the Elements serve your family a delicious Thanksgiving feast while you spend the day enjoying family and friends. Prime times fill up quickly. Reserve online today at theelementsrestaurant.com or call 750-5171.
Advanced Heating and AC, the 2-time gold medal winner in Best in Northern Utah. They're teaming up with Carrier Heating and Cooling. Carrier provides you the best furnace units available. And now's the best time to buy a new unit before the weather turns Cache Valley cold. Financing options are available. Turn to the experts at Advanced Heating and Carrier. Advanced Heating and Air Conditioning, 752-7272. Or stop by their showroom west of DI. And online at advancedheating-ac.com.
We're not comfortable until you are. Advanced Heating and Air.
It's engagement season. Time to find the perfect ring. S.E. Needham Jewelers is known for beautifully cut diamonds at excellent prices. Guys, the sparkle is what matters most in the diamond you give your sweetheart. Our diamonds stand apart from those of other stores. Come view our diamonds under magnification. Select a diamond that fits your budget and then have it mounted in a ring that she'll love. Remember, you get S.E. Needham quality at internet pricing. Open Monday through Saturday 10 to 7, where Utah gets engaged. S.E. Needham Jewelers, middle of the block at the sign of the clock.
Thermo Fisher Scientific is hiring for their manufacturing, distribution, and warehouse team. And that's great news for anyone seeking a rewarding career. Thermo Fisher offers positions across multiple shifts, competitive compensation, health benefits, paid time off, bonuses, and an excellent work environment. Help Thermo Fisher make the world healthier, cleaner, and safer. Visit job.thermofisher.com and search Logan. Thermo Fisher Scientific is an equal opportunity employer.
Game day brought to you in part by DD Auto and Salvage. Hey, they want to clean it up and get it out for you. 787-1204. You'll get top dollar for your junk vehicle at DD Auto and Salvage, one of our game day sponsors here on KBNU. Stanford leads Utah 7-0 after the first quarter of their game. Weber State did beat Idaho State 45-7 today in their game. BYU has this week off. Right now, Boise State's up 7-0 on Nevada, throwing to the end zone, and it's a little long. They're playing in the snow in Reno. It's 7-0. And San Jose State leads San Diego State 7-0. We mentioned earlier today, Wyoming came back to beat Colorado State 14-13. To stay in the hunt, they can host Boise State next Saturday, beat them, get a tie in the division, and then win the tiebreak because they would beat Boise head-to-head. Air Force did beat New Mexico 35-3 today. Aggies in Hawaii coming up here in a few minutes, as we said. It is on pay-per-view. Asked Max Alford, that freshman of the week, the linebacker for the Aggies, to give us a little bit of a scouting report, what he saw from Hawaii, what he expects.
Their record may not show that they're good, but, every team in the Mountain West is good, so we got to game plan as if we're game planning for Alabama. They're going to be a good team. We only play as good as we can, so, it's big week, a 1-0 every week, so we just got to plan for Hawaii and play the best we can.
And again, he'll go up against a quarterback in Braden Schrager. He has started the last 6 games. He had 3 starts as a true freshman. Here is an interesting tidbit. Schrager, their quarterback, when he was 10 years old, he had the number 1 college basketball March Madness bracket on ESPN at age 10. How about that? His family hosts a thing every year called the HP Buddy Bowl in Texas. They're from there. It's for special needs kids and fundraising for them. So the Schrager family is great. We know Logan Bonner's family out of Texas follows the Aggies everywhere. Did you hear Taylor Funk, the Aggie basketball player? His family has moved here to Logan to watch him play in this graduate senior year playing basketball for the Aggies. These parents are really something, and this family, again, the Schrager family, really something interesting. So Hawaii had, again, the coach Todd Graham there, the old Arizona State coach, didn't work out. 20 went into transfer portal, but they picked up 17 FBS transfers themselves, 16 from Power Fives, to come in, try to rebuild this team in the future for Timmy Chang, the new coach. It hasn't worked yet. We hope it doesn't work tonight. They have won their 2 games at home, though. We hope the Aggies can win this one. So, again, it's still 7-0 for Boise State over Nevada in their game. And we're coming up on game day, again, with the television. And, again, it's on pay-per-view only at the Team One Sports app. You have to download that app and try to get the game from Spectrum Sports in Hawaii. We'll have post-game, though. We'll analyze the game if you can't watch it. And we know you can't hear it sometimes up here as well, so we'll try to give you all the information. As soon as the game's over, we'll be back on The Fan and KVNU. Until then, for all the sponsors, Craig Hislop, I'm Al Lewis, and go Aggies tonight at Hawaii.
News Talk KVNU Logan, 102 FM and 610 AM.
Sports Talk Radio, KLGN Logan, 106.9 FM, 1390 AM.